Hey there, baby. How are you doing today? A long time ago, like 3 years back, I briefly mentioned the concept of the Uncanny Valley. I've always had a fascination with the morbid and the uncanny, and subsequently AI and androids like this. Something tells me we don't want to scan her with a black light. It's about that time of year when we're the most eager to make our scary characters, and I like to talk about one of my favorite methods of doing so. In 1970, Masahiro Mori came up with the concept of the Uncanny Valley, though uncanny as a term has been around quite a bit longer than that. As represented by this chart, the idea is that while initially an object with human-like characteristics can be seen as cute and endearing, the more human it becomes, but still not quite exactly human, the greater the chance of it descending into the Uncanny Valley and looking like, ugh. This chart even takes into account moving objects and stagnant objects. Makes sense. A still corpse is less scary than a moving one. But why does an android or character that falls just short of being human make us more uncomfortable than an object or creature that isn't human at all? Well, everyone's different, so there may not be exactly one right reason. One could say the same thing about the concept of cute. Why would one person think this is disgusting, but I think it's cute? No, really. Someone give me answers, I am questioning my sanity. One theory suggests that an object that looks almost human, but doesn't quite cut the mustard, is seen by our subconscious as a sick and possibly deformed human being. Back when we didn't have modern medicine and the common cold could send you 6 feet under, you can imagine that naturally we wouldn't respond well to surrounding ourselves with people we knew were about to die. This also raises the question that if a new generation of people grow up used to seeing the Uncanny Valley through imitations of human beings created by CGI in games and movies, will our subconscious grow out of our aversion to the uncanny? I hope not. I'll be sad if I live to see the day that uncanny horror is ineffective. Though I suppose that would just be replaced with an aversion to something else, like contact with real people? Another theory is that human representations make us question our own validity as a conscious being. If this thing can act almost completely human, then does that mean we aren't so much different than a sophisticated object? Are we really as special as we think we are? Or are we entitled flesh machines and our existence is irrelevant in the grand scheme of things? Yeah, think about that. Or don't. That may be too much to handle. A lot of popular horror icons use the Uncanny Valley as part of their design, taking something normal like a man in a suit, or something comfortable like a video game character you love, and twisting their attributes just enough to tickle that sensation in your head that says, that ain't okay. That really ain't okay. More often than not, it's the face that's distorted. Sure, distorted bodies can be pretty creepy, but a lot of our ability to understand how a person is thinking and feeling comes from reading facial features. If a seemingly sapient entity is devoid of facial features, or their facial features respond in ways we think are unnatural, we'll have a hard time getting a vibe off of them, and that makes us confused and uncertain of their intentions. What comes to my mind is that scene in Gladiator when the fighter in the mask is up against our protagonist. I mean, shit, look at it. That's kinda creepy. By the way, there's a whole treasure trove of these god-awful things. His mask doesn't display any emotion. It's just blank. You can't tell what the person is feeling behind it. Are they scared? Are they confident? Any indication is better than none. It's even worse when your face is exposed and they have the ability to read you, like you're being displayed naked in front of a one-way mirror. While taking advantage of the Uncanny Valley can help enhance your horror character's visuals, know that it can't save poor execution. Having the right look is only half the battle, maybe a little more than half. When done excellently, you can create some pretty memorable characters, or moments, in your story. If you'd like to hear Masahiro Mori talk about his thoughts on the Uncanny Valley, I'll provide a link to a little article in the description. I hope you guys make some really fun, spooky characters for Halloween. For those of you outside the US, Canada, and Ireland, man, you're missing out! If you like costumes, you can swing by sometime at the end of October. Halloween has always been my favorite holiday, even more than Christmas. Ugh, I'm gonna have to have kids one day just to go trick-or-treating again without looking weird. I don't even want the candy, I just miss looking at the costumes and decorated houses. By the way, if you have a character you'd like taken to court, there's now a form to fill out. I'll give you a link to it in the description below, along with that article. Alright, have a good one, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye!